Danielle Jaarveth. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to jump right in. Good morning. Who is you? Hello. 10 of Cups. First card out today. Today is April 10th. Piscean energy. We've got a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, something to celebrate. What is it covered by? The High Priestess reversed. All right. With the High Priestess reversed, I get maybe a block in our intuition. But it also could be, what I'm getting from it is, regardless of what our intuition is telling us, we're finding happiness, we're finding joy. It's our focus. I really like that. Let me see what works for or against us. The Six of Swords reversed. Okay, I'm getting a little bit of a different message now in that we could be repeating something. Like we go in, lots of positivity though. The Ten of Cups is an end stage to process. What works for or against us is something that we keep repeating. We don't want to repeat our mistakes, but it works for us too because we learn from our experience and our mistakes at times, right? Okay, let's continue and see what we find. Conscious thought is the Knight of Pentacles. We had this recently. It could have been even yesterday. It could have been a few days ago, but the Knight of Pentacles is really slow-moving energy. It's Taurus with a little bit of Aries, really slow-moving, but it does make progress. That's our conscious thought, and I've probably mentioned before, that's me when I haven't had coffee in the morning. My brain is really slow, not quick to react, and that's how we're thinking today. Maybe a little bit, I don't want to say sluggish because I don't get that vibe. We're slow, methodical. What is our subconscious thought? The Eight of Cups reversed. I get the energy similar to that of the Six of Swords reversed, in that we're not leaving a situation or we're repeating something over and over and getting the same result. Or maybe with that Ten of Cups being in the center, this is something we've done over and over, and we finally achieved the result that we wanted, and it took us a really long time to get there. Let's see what is in our recent past. The Three of Cups reversed. Yeah, I don't think we've done a lot of celebrating in the past. We're celebrating now, possibly. Are we going to get like the Four of Wands? Because there is the Three of Cups already. It's reversed. We've either celebrated too much, not enough in the recent past. Maybe we haven't spent enough time getting out, and now we finally are. Good morning, Bug Candy. Good morning at the blue shirt chair. Good morning, Malvin Pochila, 7270. Excellent. Okay, I haven't read the messages, though I think I should. Jesus is the way and the truth of life. Jesus definitely is a light and showed a way. There are many ways. Let's see, but you can live your life the way you want. Absolutely, we have free will. Let's see. Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega and the only way and the only truth and the only light. What's cool is that we are also very different. I'm not going to say that's untrue because I'm so glad we're different. I wouldn't want to tell anyone what was right or wrong or how to believe. At some point, you have to talk, and at times we make errors in our communication, where it might indicate that we're saying things can be a certain way or should be a certain way, but we have to, for sake of conversation, we have to say something, even though not everyone might believe it. Jesus loves you. I thank you. Jesus. So we've got a lot of Jesus. John 1:1, and the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was. I do know that. In the beginning. Yep, I do know that. Thank you for your comment. And let's move forward. What is our possible future? The King of Wands. All right. This is a mentor. In this deck, the guy looks a little intimidating, but this is the mentor energy. It's Sagittarian with a little bit of Scorpio, and he's a motivator, he's a mentor, he's someone, a boss energy. He could be a pastor, he could be something similar even to what we have in the chat today. Who we are, the Lovers reversed. Gemini energy, and we had the Lovers in our Who Are We recently as well, so I could have a Geminian in here. But with the Lovers reversed, I get again that same, we're trying the same thing over and over again. We're not making progress. Well, no, that's not true. We're making progress. It's just really, really slow. Okay. Or so we think. The Lovers reversed. So the Lovers card also, the female, so the male supposedly is the conscious thought speaking to the subconscious, who then speaks to the superconscious, and it's reversed, and so is the High Priestess. So I think that our intuition, maybe we can't trust our gut today. Maybe we're more, logical, not dreamy energy, just matter of fact today. We got to have days like that sometimes. What is in our environment? The Hanged Man reversed. Is he reversed or is he upright? Oh my. Okay, the Hanged Man reversed. After a time of contemplation, and this could be in our environment or this could be us. So in our environment, we have the energy of someone freeing themselves from a situation. After a time of contemplation, repose, separation, something, this person has made a decision. They're freeing themselves from a situation. What is the hope or fear? The Four of Swords reversed. The hope is that we'll bounce back up. We're going to recover from whatever it is that we're experiencing, but that's also our fear. So if we get healthy and we're well again, then we have to face the world. Maybe we don't want to. The world is a tough place right now, isn't it? The outcome or possible outcome is the Two of Wands. She has the world in her hands, and we've got two wands. This person is contemplating where they're going to go, what they're going to do. They know it's going to take time. But I feel like this is someone who does, maybe you travel a lot and it gets repetitive and mundane and not fulfilling. I don't know. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. And look at the chat. Let's see. Matthew 19:23. Jesus said to them, with man this is said to be impossible, but with God all things are possible. John 20:28. Thomas turned and said to them, my Lord, my God. He said, this is Jesus. So you know what's interesting is I was thinking about the moon card in one of the decks that I was considering using this morning. And I appreciate the comment that says, Jesus said to them, with man this is said to be impossible, With God, all things are possible. So if you think of our physical body as like a vessel, right? That's man. And what animates our vessel? And, you know, they've got scientific proof now that when a body is even brain dead on a surgical table, there's documented evidence that a person's consciousness viewed things while their physical body was brain dead. So we do have medical proof that consciousness exists outside of the physical body. And so I would say, yeah, with man, all things, you know, more is possible with our consciousness than our physical body. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Thomas turned and said to them, "My Lord God." He said this, Jesus knows Jesus is God. I mean, some beliefs do believe that Jesus is God. Some believe he was the Messiah. Some believe he was a prophet. Some don't believe, and that is okay. Not one above the other, right? Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the Messiah. Jesus is King. Okay. Well, I do welcome you, Malvin Apachila. All right, it's thought-provoking. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups, which is very welcome because we had the High Priestess reversed, the Lovers reversed, and we definitely, what we don't see coming is the Queen of Cups. We needed her. We needed our intuition, our caring, our nurturing. We had her, I think it was yesterday or the day before, we were comparing her to the Queen of Wands reversed, and what a striking different energy that was. I think we're moving forward with that court. You know, the king, we had the Queen of Wands reversed. Now we've got the King of Wands upright in our future, which is better. And what we don't see coming is the Queen of Cups, which is nice. I think we're doing something mundane, something physical that's going to lead to some sort of emotional fulfillment. It's going to be nurturing, and with that, we'll be able to nurture others. And with the Two of Wands as our potential outcome, I think we're looking at what is that going to be? What action are we going to take on the earthly plane? Okay, I'm going to jump out of that. Look over everything really quick, and then we'll get to readings if there are any questions in the chat. I don't see anything else that I want to speak to. Let's look at the chat. Hello, Malvin. Epochaila. Thank you for your comments. Bug Candy, if you're still here, I don't know what that means. But I'll have to search it up. I'll have to search it up after the live. I'm not sure. I'm going to do a copy paste because I lose my chat, and I'll search it up after. Hopefully it's positive. Hi. Where are you from? Muzmedivi 82. I am in the Northern Hemisphere. I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, United States. There's a lot going on here right now. I'm in Utah, Northern Utah, in South Ogden. I did put that in the chat, or not the chat, on the live. There's a hyperlink to South Ogden if you want to check it out. My name is Danielle. No fake names here. We've got, that is my name. Born with, called Danielle. My name is Lakey. Is that how you say it? Lucky? Lucky. Nice to meet you, Lucky. All right, if I don't have any questions, yep, Lucky. Winston Beckete, 1988, said hi. Hello, Winston. Joshua Anderson, how do you deal with overwhelming depression and anxiety? So, are you reading me? Joshua Anderson. Oh, how do you deal? I'm going to assume this is a question and you're not reading me, but I could tell you how I deal with that sort of thing. But let's see what the cards say. How do you deal with overwhelming? Should we say, let's say, how do you deal with overwhelming? Oh boy. So it looks like 8 of Cups reversed. Look, he's got his back on the happiness and hard to get things done, lack of motivation when we're depressed. I think you have to think of your psyche if you're dealing with depression or anxiety. I think you are the best person to solve that equation, right? Because we're all so unique and different. You know what affects you and what doesn't. Find out what your triggers are. See a therapist if you have access. Some people, talk therapy doesn't work. They're not able to figure out what works to turn their anxiety or depression around, and medication helps. Everybody's a little bit different. It was said once that because some traditions don't believe in medication, but that if you can't hear and a hearing aid was accessible, wouldn't you get a hearing aid? And I think that's similar to medication, that sometimes that is the answer. Yep, it's the answer. Okay, are you doing a reading? Yes, I am, Winston. If you have a question, I'll pull a few cards. That's beautiful, Katie 777. Jesus loves you all. Aw. At Shannon Tuhi K8F. Hi, I am a Gemini Cancer rising. Nice. Is my ex from 2.5 years ago stalking me, or is it this girl? That's pretty serious stuff. I hope if it's serious, you've contacted an authority, Shannon, and that you can trust that authorities. Sometimes, depending on where you're at, the authorities aren't very helpful. So, Shannon, is it your ex? Is it the girl? Or is there someone else? Is there someone else maybe? Maybe it's not one or the other. Maybe we have the Four of Wands, so it could be someone that you'd been married to in the past. It could be more than just the options between your ex and that girl. We have a person. It's the King of Swords reversed. So this is Gemini and Taurus energy. What sign is your ex? Because we have Aries, Gemini, and Taurus energy out here, as well as Scorpio. But if your ex is a male, I mean, we've got a male and a wedding type celebration card, so it could be your ex, but I think it wouldn't be the other girl. It would be someone like someone in excess of that. But that's pretty serious. I mean, is it? Oh wow. Well, that's interesting. My ex of 4.5 years ago is an Aries. The King of the King of Swords that came out reversed is Gemini Taurus energy. The Four of Wands was Aries, and then the Seven of Cups was Scorpio. But with the Four of Wands, that's more of a wedding celebration. So I would say it would be the person that you had. If you had been married, that would be that person. Well, that's okay. I wish you the best of luck with that, Shannon. That sounds kind of scary. Hopefully it's just annoying and not scary. can see. I'll see if I can pull any other cards on it, and then I'm going to close the chat if I don't have any other questions. Shannon, I'll see if I can pull another card for you. We're not going to push it if it doesn't come out, though. We've now got a King of Wands. And a King of Wands is in our reading today. Sagittarian with a little bit of Scorpio. All right. If we don't have any other questions, I thank you for your comments. I'm going to like my video right now. Sometimes I'm the only one, which is fine. If you don't like it, you don't have to thumbs up it. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you back here tomorrow at 7 a.m. Take care.